Hi everyone, it's Lisa Ellen with Film is Life here. Today we're talking about Real Delights movie card games, and in this video we are going to go over the instructions for the game Captain Jack. Captain Jack will use genre cards and wild cards, so just set those people cards aside. You might be familiar from the introductory videos or from other games that it's a good generality to try to choose at least as many genres to play with as you have players. It's not required, but it makes for livelier play as the game continues. I think you'll find that out as you play. In this case, for this particular game, we need at least 4 genres. So at least pick 4, and then if you have more players, then more is better. In fact, the more genres, the better, especially in this game. Once that's done, players will select the variation, monikers, marquee, or makers. If you haven't seen the video, there's one called Earning Points Variations, and that's where we go over these 3 types of ways to play the game. These are just different flavors, based on whatever mood the group is in. Whichever one you want to use is fine. For the dealer setup, the dealer is going to deal out 7 cards per person and place the remainder into a draw pile. The dealer will then draw the first card and place it face up next to the draw pile to serve as a discard pile, and these cards will remain face up. The dealer can reshuffle and reuse the discard pile as needed if the game is still going but there are no cards left in the draw pile, and then the game is over when a player goes out. To take a turn, the player will draw a card, and this can be the card of choice. It can either be the one at the top of the draw pile, that's face down, or the known one at the top of the discard pile. If able, then the player will play for points, and will do this either by laying out what's called a new qualifying set, or by building from an existing set. And we're going to talk about what this means here in just a second. Once complete with that, there's a discard, and it is required to be able to discard at the end of every turn and certainly to go out. So that discard is required. So for qualifying sets, we have some choices. A qualifying set is a minimum of 3 cards, and there are 2 types of sets. There's a set of the same number, or the sequence within the same genre. A numerical sequence within the same genre. Once played, the cards remain available for the entire game. So when the players lays them out to play for points, they don't then scoop them up and set them aside. They leave them out on the table. And then any card can be played by any player at any time. So people just continue to build on whatever is there. With an existing set, a single card addition is then okay. So you have to have 3 to lay out a new set, but you can simply add 1 to existing sets and build on what's there all throughout the game. So let's take a look at some cards in play then. So we have our 1 player, our pink player here, who might lay out a qualifying set of the 1, 2, 3 in the action genre. Then at player's two's turn, that person might lay out a new complete set of 3 of a kind, 3 ones of different genres, and then also play the 4 on the pink player's 1, 2, 3 set. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 going. The next person might come along and simply add another one in sequence, and you'll notice here a wild card could be used to build on that. So instead of having the 5 of action in hand, the person could use the wild card and then move to the 6 and then play from the 6 for points. And then finally, another person coming along could then add a 1 to that 3 of a kind from the blue player and build on that blue player's set of 1s. All of these are legal plays. As we talked about, we have to have a discard at the end of a turn. Now, if a playable card is abandoned, anyone may seize it. So in our previous example, we had that set of 1s going. If a person puts down a 1 and discards that, then it can be seized. And to seize a card, simply call pick up. That'll stop play, and then you then have 10 seconds to call 1 item related to that card. So in this case, we have Edward Scissorhands on that card. Someone could call Johnny Depp, and that would work. If that person is successful, they then get to keep that card. It gets put face down in front of them with the rest of their cards in play, just like all the other ones. But if they're not, then it remains in the pile, but it can't be seized again. So it's a one-shot deal for seizing the card. One time and that's it. You snooze, you lose. The only times one can't seize it is when the next turn has already begun or the player has used it to go out, because in that case, the game is over. For scoring, wild cards have no numerical value, so they can be used to build into the set, but they don't have any value in playing for points. They can't feature into that, and their numerical card value is 0. We'll score according to the selected variation, and then plus the total of the numbers on the cards that have been played. So that's how we're going to end up with what we earn for that round. So for example, if that one-off 4 card was played and then a person put a 3 of a kind with 1s and then used that 1 wild card to make that set of 3, they would play for points according to the selected variation and then get those points plus 6 for the cards they laid down, that one-off 4 card and then the 1 and the 1. If you want to up the stakes, then at the end of the game, then players lose whatever the card total is in their hand. They still get to keep the points from what's been played and is down the table in front of them, but whatever is in the hand, that total gets deducted from their overall score. So if you want to ratchet it up a bit, make it a little more cutthroat or more competitive, that's a good way to do that. And that's it for Captain Jack. Enjoy the game. Have a good time. This has been Lisa Ellen with Film is Life, and I will catch you on the next one.